First week of December is done. Now it's the second week. 2026 is coming, folks, and it's gonna be a pretty interesting time.
Meltdowns have ensued on social media over the past couple of days. All of these different AI redesigns have really upset the sensitive snowflakes, and it's continued to happen. They've continued to fall for the bait, and a lot of gamers are saying if companies did this, they would be making way more money.
Yeah.
I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, over the years, we have seen developers intentionally masculinize characters and intentionally alter their designs to be less attractive. They don't want female characters to appeal to the male gaze, but yet they're perfectly fine with showing shirtless, hunky, masculine men to, I suppose, be eye candy for the women. And listen, I think that it's fine to have hunky masculine men, but I also think that we should have gorgeous, feminine looking females as well. I don't think that that's a problem. And as a woman myself, I think it is way more empowering to see beautiful women in entertainment. I don't want to see a 600-pound land whale be flying around as Superman, just like I don't want an 8-foot tall, buff, deep-voiced, manly woman to be the only type of female character we see in our entertainment.
Well, yes, that is quite true. Understand one thing. One thing that gamers always want is a playable game, okay? Look, this kind of thing, well, some people like it, some people don't. Always remember, these things are only what people call it cherry on top. How exactly are you going to justify whether your character is beautiful or ugly if your game sucks? In the case of Star Wars Outlaw.
Okay to have characters that are not supposed to be 10 out of 10 bombshells, but we are talking about characters that, yes, are typically supposed to be like the peak of humanity, right? You expect them to look a certain way and you expect them to be cool while doing so. And over the years, we have seen a lot of developers intentionally masculinize female characters because they don't want men to enjoy these characters anymore. They get offended that men find women attractive, even though that's insane. And we've seen beautiful actresses play parts like in Star Wars Outlaws, for example, and they completely butcher the way that the character looks. And so if it can take 2 seconds to redesign a character with AI and it gets a lot of attention and we see how gamers react, and generally it's overwhelmingly positive, and there's a few snowflakes that complain, maybe one day companies will change their minds, but at least for now we're seeing how soft these individuals are that are complaining.
American. Truth be told, I never exactly have Twitter. Frankly, my Twitter got suspended for unknown reason because, for the record, I rarely post it, okay? I just post videos from my YouTube channel and that's it. And for some reason, they suspend me. I tried to appeal, but it failed. For some reason, I can't even... That's just how it is. Honestly, well, I didn't even know people can get easily baited in Twitter. Well, I only see a couple of posts here and there, but that's it. So this is what happens when you log into Twitter. People get baited way easily. You should thank Elon Musk for that. This is why there's a difference between the East and the West, okay? Look at South Korea. Understand one thing. How do you think many South Korean people you see look like, what, 20s, when in reality, they are way older? Think about that.
Here's one of the images that's circulating around. 3.7 million views. Modern gaming companies hate attractive women.
I should try that.
They do this shit on purpose. It would be so easy to fix. And yes, this is a legitimate K-Vess image from the game. It's not edited at all to make her look even worse. But we are talking about a game that had an absolutely gorgeous actress who was supposed to be put into the title. But we are talking about modders fixing her face and making her look 1,000 times more accurate. Again, this is the way that she looks in real life. Humberly Gonzalez is very pretty, and here is the fan-edited version that is now up on sites like Nexus Mods, and she looks phenomenal. They could have put this model in their game, but instead they put this one? Yeah, you are insane if you think that this isn't being done intentionally.
Okay, guys, think about that for a second. Nexus Mod, okay? Wow, looks like Hypnotic was right. There is a level of hypocrisy. According to Hypnotic, when you race swap something from black to white, you get banned instantly. But when you make a one-to-one character like Kay Vess, and or in this case, the actress who played Kay Vess into a mod, suddenly it's okay? I wonder what else Nexus Mod have hide in their hypocrisy.
I do understand, right? Sometimes character models don't hit the mark. Sometimes they look a little bit wonky, but it shouldn't be that hard for developers to fix, especially games that are delayed and games that have hundreds of millions of dollars put into them. Don't forget, this had the largest marketing budget ever for a Ubisoft game, and it completely underperformed, and it was buggy, it was broken, it had issues. KVS wasn't the only problem, but man, oh man, I definitely think that it would have gotten a little bit more in terms of sales and positive attention if they actually put this model right here into their game. And it's hilarious that modders do a way better job. This is why fans should be hired instead of activists.
By the time 2026 rolls in, everything will be better, but there are some companies, like for example Sweet Baby Inc., they're not gonna let go, okay? Look, they are willing to fight tooth and nail against gamers. They don't want to take any accountability. No, generally they won't. Reason is because they're in Canada. Unless there is a Canadian Prime Minister that probably don't like either the woke leftist mind virus or anything, the chances of Canada, or in this case Sweet Baby Inc., shuts down is slim. It's Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I know most Canadians don't exactly is a leftist or left-leaning, but I know some people are, okay?
My post has tons of comments on it, and there are some people saying, oh my gosh, this is disgusting. Bait used to be believable. Damn, we've reached a time where men aren't ashamed of jerking off to pixels. Just because you want a pretty or handsome character in your game doesn't mean you want to jerk it to that character. It means that you actually want characters to look cool and yes, look appealing. That shouldn't be some evil or negative thing.
Now, I think many of these people that are easily offended, they will say things like, oh, why don't you go talk to a real woman? Or in this case, touch grass, go get a real job or something. Let me give you some dose of reality for you. In 2018, okay, I worked at a printing shop. In less than 7 years, okay, I've met virtually every single people, both male and female, and also of every religious type. Even I met tourists. So think about before you tell me or any other people that I should, I don't know, quit YouTube, touch grass, get a real job. That's your reality.
See how pathetic these people really are. They are freaking out over a 30-second generated AI image, and they have been for really weeks at this point. There's been several that have been circulating.
Oh, yeah.
And it's funny to see how upset they've actually become over this. Here's another one. You've got Fable. You've got Commander Thera from Doom: The Dark Ages. You've got Hazel from South of Midnight.
Yes.
Tosh
Wait, I already
from
tried that.
Veilguard, Abby, and also Atsu, and all of the designs that are on the left are pretty bad, and the ones on the right look way better. Now, sure, some of them I think are like a little bit too exaggerated. Not every single character needs to be a complete 10 out of 10. With some minor tweaks, some of these characters could look way better, but ultimately we're talking about the right side of images really causing freakouts, because there are some people out there who are saying, no, this is objectification and you're evil if you redesign a character, because they ultimately support the agenda that is going on in the video game industry right now. They support the intentional desecration of IPs, and they do support companies trying to change the ways of the gaming industry, and it's very clear at this point.
And also, these people who are hired to do this, because they don't even know what the founding, or in this case, the founders of every companies in the past have to go through in order to achieve the level of success today. I'm gonna have to bet that inexperienced people that are doing this, they probably are unaware of the level of hardship that the founders of every company such as BioWare, what else, Naughty Dog, Insomniac, whatever, have go through, okay? Back in the past, okay, before gaming became mainstream, many of these developers I mean, they work their ass off, okay? Because this is something what they do. They work hard, which kudos to them, okay? And guess what happens? Their hard work pays off, at least.
Character designs they want are not major sellers, and the types of characters that the activists they're supporting are writing and designing aren't working out well for the video game industry, as a lot of companies are facing a lot of major backlash, and a lot of these titles either underperformed or faced major controversy, and the ones that haven't come out, like Fable, have already definitely had damage done to their image.
Yeah.
On the left it says this is beautiful, and on the right this is not. Beauty is objective, and it's just so crazy to see how pissed off some of these people really are before transition, after transition. And this collage of female video game characters from different places has also gotten quite a bit of attention. The top left is Western, top right Japanese, bottom left Korean, bottom right Chinese, and 3 out of the 4 feature absolutely phenomenal character designs, great feminine looking women, cool outfits, nice hairstyles, and one is very different from the other. And listen, I'm fine with there being diversity in video games. I'm fine with there being a wide variety of different looking characters in titles, but they still need to look cool. They still need to look interesting, and this is not happening. This is the type of character you get when you are hiring activists who are ideologically captured, and they're not really game designers. They don't know how to make characters that look cool, that seem cool, that are awesome, and, well, it's not a solid strategy that's working out for them right now.
Reason is, just like Hypnotic would say, they're trying to get into politics, or in this case, into Hollywood. That is impossible. I mean, why do you think many games in the West, like Oh No Alex would say, a cinematic cutscene with an additional stealth elements? I mean, what games is not either a cinematic cutscene and doesn't have any stealth element? Only a little bit.
How to put these types of characters in video games. Absolutely crazy. Can you spot the difference? On the left is the Nier/Stellar Blade collab, and on the right is the Ubisoft version, which, wow, that is a crazy difference. I am Team Korea all the way. Are Westerners trying to show us that their women are ugly? And China's currently dominating the gaming industry. Gee whiz, I wonder why. And then there's this spider. And even though this image highlights 4 completely different places, only 1 out of the 4 is struggling to stay afloat, and only 1 is struggling to sell their product. So,
shout out to Vera Dark. Well, yes, most of them are AAA, but fortunately, Indie and AA, they're doing good. So, Indie and AA, keep doing what you do best. As for the Eastern AAA, advice is that you fix your performance, okay? Because I know, right now, many people are still using, besides Capcom, they're using Unreal Engine 5, okay? So there are going to be some issues, aka performance issues. So they have to fix that. And again, look, attractive character will not work if your game sucks, okay? If your game is broken on launch. No, it doesn't work. It may take some time, even though it was broken on launch, until you fix it, which I'm 100% certain many Asian developers will fix their game, okay? Well, except for Capcom though. We all know Capcom has Denuvo, and as long as Denuvo is still there, they won't do it. I think I should try that. Honestly, I didn't even know that people can be easily baited in Twitter. Man, I wish I could get my Twitter account back. It's suspended. I can't do anything about it. So I would say this. As Asian myself, regardless of our political beliefs, when it comes to business, we have to listen to the consumer, okay? Look, these Asians, they want to make money, okay? They immediately knew if they put their politics at work, not just the game itself, but the studio will shut down instantly. It's a metaphor, okay? It's a theory, which is why Asian developers will focus mostly on money, okay? Meaning they will put their politics home, not at work.
So, about that noise we heard on the Airborne Squad channel.
Yes?
I analysed the pattern, and the noise translates to kill me.
Well, we'll find out more once we get to the source of the contamination. I wonder what it means.